to listen to the second section of the story. This part of the story describes the hazards faced by the voyagers. There is a shift in the narrative in this part. Disaster strikes. The voyagers find themselves in an extremely fatal situation. They faced the first calamity on 2nd January. Huge and mighty waves started rising in the ocean. The winds were screaming and they were sailing with a small jib. They tried to slow down the boat, conducted trial life raft drill to prepare themselves for the worst possible situation. They wore oilskins to protect themselves from water, attached life jackets and waited in apprehension of the approaching storm. New words. Oilskins. The meaning is waterproof garment, especially used in the sea. Impending means approaching or drawing near. Ominous silence. This phrase means silence indicating an imminent danger. The sea became very silent, indicating that the storm was about to strike. A very huge wave in the shape of a dark cloud approached them, and sudden explosion hit the deck. New word, stern. Stern means the rear side of the ship. That is a backside. The narrator felt completely helpless. Unexpectedly, water fell over the ship with a strong force. His head hit the wheel and was thrown out of the ship and started sinking under the waves. He accepted his approaching death as he began losing his consciousness. He felt peaceful because he had tried his best to save the ship and hence nurtured no regrets. He knew that his death was near and accepted that truth. Some new words. Capsize means to overturn. Subsequent means following or coming later. Tilt means tightened. The narrator's head popped out of water due to force of the waves. He saw wave walker to be on the verge of overturning when another huge wave turned it upright again. His life jacket got a jerk and was tightened. He grabbed the guardrails of the boat and sailed into the main boom of the boat. New words. A ragdoll means a doll made of cloth and stuffed with rags. It is very light in weight. The waves that were pouring inside were so powerful that he got tossed around the deck like a rag doll. Here, the phrase like a rag doll is a simile used to illustrate how powerless the narrator felt against the magnitude of the waves. His left ribs cracked. His teeth were broken and his mouth was filled with blood. Somehow he found the wheel, lined up the stern for the next wave, and was determined to face the wrath of the storm. But he could not leave the wheel to examine the damaged parts of the ship. There was water all around, and the narrator was apprehensive that it had filled the lower part of the ship. Mary shouted that the decks were broken and they were sinking. New words. Wrath means anger. Scrambled means moved hurriedly. Slosh means to splash noisily. He rushed outside to see Larry and Herbs pumping water frantically. A lot of things like clothes, crockery, and toys were floating noisily around because of excessive water. Struck with panic, he struggled through water to his children's cabin to check on them. They were sitting on the upper bunk of the bed. Sue had a big bump above her eyes, but she did not fuss about it and said that it hurt a bit. Though worried about her injury, he does not attend to it, as his chief concern was to save the wave walker. Some new words. Mayday calls means radio telephonic signals used by ships. Actually, they are distress signals. Dragged means to proceed slowly or without enthusiasm. The night seemed endless due to the biting cold routine of saving the ships. They tried to get connected to Mayday calls, but all in vain because they were so far away from the mainland. A new word, alarmingly, means causing fear. Susan's injuries and courage. Susan's head was swollen frighteningly. Her eyes had become black and she had a deep cut on her arm. She did not bother her father about her injuries, as he was busy with a more important task. She is very mature during a trying circumstance and allows her father to attend to the more serious issue, that is, saving the wave walker and hence all of their lives. Both the children remains fearless, courageous, and optimistic throughout the calamity. Dear students, with this I am winding up today's English lessons, and we shall continue in the next class. Please read the lesson repeatedly. Okay, have a good day. Thank you.